Hello everyone and welcome to Panagenda's Domino Dozen session. My name is Christoph Adler, I'm a senior consultant with Panagenda, and the decent gentleman to my right is Florian Vogler, our dear CEO. Hi Florian.
Hi Christoph.
How are you doing?
Fine, and you, sir?
Always good, thanks.
And welcome to everyone who's watching. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll be diving right into our agenda for today, and we'll start with a quick introduction/refresher on what Panagenda MarvelClient is. That's followed with what's new in Notes and Domino v12 with regards to MarvelClient. Next up on the agenda is our fine colleague Christoph Adler showing you the fast and easy way to upgrade to v12. And finally, we've also brought some free stuff if you stay with us until the end. So as a quick introduction/refresher on what Panagenda MarvelClient is, it is the solution to manage your HCL Notes clients. MarvelClient comes with a variety of modules, where the most prominent ones are Analyze, Manage, Roaming, and Upgrade. There's more to it, but in today's session we want to focus on upgrading clients and the value of Notes and Domino v12. It might be good to know that MarvelClient is built into Notes and Domino ever since release 10. And it's even better integrated with Notes and Domino v12. We'll be covering a bit of that in just a second. The functional scope of MarvelClient depends on the client. So for example, on HCL Nomad Mobile, there's more to be had, which we'll also see in a bit. And on the license with regards to the above mentioned functionality and what we'll be seeing on the following slides. Historically, we started off with building MarvelClient Basic, which comprised the modules Analyze and Manage, and we started off on rich clients. Today, all of the functionality of MarvelClient Basic is available for free inside of HCL Nomad Mobile. So when you download HCL Nomad Mobile from Apple App Store or Google Play Store, MarvelClient is already included and allows you to analyze and manage your HCL Nomad clients. Over time, we then added additional modules that we're not going into detail today. Plus, we brought MarvelClient Essentials to life, which is included in HCL Notes Rich clients for free and includes a subset of MarvelClient Basic. Last but not least, we built MarvelClient Upgrade and improved it throughout the years more and more. And you'll be seeing more of that from Christoph in just a bit. I'd also like to note that MarvelClient is available on all HCL Notes platforms. It's server operating system independent, and on the client side, we run on Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. And that also includes virtual desktop infrastructure, such as Citrix and VMware. From a client and hardware perspective, that essentially means we run on laptops, desktops, phones, tablets, basic clients, standard clients, HCL client application access clients, as well as mobile clients. So what's new in Notes and Domino v12 with regards to MarvelClient? First of all, naturally, the almost latest and greatest versions of MarvelClient. The version depends on client type. So for example, on HCL Nomad, we have a different binary than we have on Windows. And since we work on this together in our partnership with HCL, we had to hand over MarvelClient a while ago already. And you know that we're famous for improving MarvelClient on an ongoing basis in very fast pace. We're trying to keep pace with HCL. For companies who don't have MarvelClient installed yet, there's a new option in the public address book to easily enable MarvelClient Essentials. Note the big red exclamation mark there. It's built for customers that don't have a MarvelClient configuration and analyze database yet to get acquainted with MarvelClient in a simpler fashion. All you have to do is upgrade the design of your public address book, go to Actions, edit directory profile from within your public address book, and then you have a new option to simply enable MarvelClient Essentials. In the past, that had to be done with a Domino policy, which in essence would override any existing Extension Manager add-ins entry. This new solution will simply prefix existing Extension Manager add-ins entries and thereby preserve your existing client configurations entirely. Next up, in the public address book is a new MarvelClient entry in the Navigator. In the People section, you'll see a new entry called MarvelClient. When you click on it, you get a new option called Simplified Installation. Again, it's for customers who don't have a MarvelClient config or analyze database yet, and is used for easy entry into MarvelClient to collect first data from your HCL Nomad mobile clients, as well as from all of your rich clients if you enable MarvelClient Essentials. There's more to it, but we won't cover it in today's session. The additional actions that you can see in this view also allow you to create an analyze database for MarvelClient, so to head into that direction first. I'd like to emphasize that if you head for a MarvelClient simplified installation, what you get is full analytics capabilities in the sense of MarvelClient Essentials across your entire client base if you enable it. But if you'd like to manage those client settings, which is also included in part in MarvelClient Essentials, then it's a better option to actually use a full MarvelClient Essentials or even a licensed MarvelClient installation. So one final slide before handing over the stage to Christoph. So what's so special about MarvelClient Upgrade? First of all, you can very easily create an upgrade within a single notes document. MarvelClient Upgrade is the fastest and most reliable way to upgrade your notes clients, and we're happy to prove it to you. Also, MarvelClient Upgrade allows you to upgrade from any existing notes client release into any future desired scenario in a single step. So you can upgrade from Notes 8.5 or 9 or even 6 or 7 up to Notes 11 and, more importantly, HCL Notes 12 in a single step. Also, you can upgrade from single user installs into multi-user configurations, as well as properly perform upgrades for existing multi-user installations. What do I mean by that? We also migrate all your existing data directories, especially if they're in different directories today. So think of historically grown data directories that are in Lotus or IBM Paths, and we migrate them to where they belong to, which is HCL Notes data directories. Also, there's good value to be had from MarvelClient Upgrade if you're running virtual desktop infrastructure such as Citrix or VMware. And there, we even include client startup optimization as well as stability optimization. If you're thinking of upgrading your clients using corporate software deployment, then we can run with your software deployment or without. So in essence, you can combine the best of both worlds, your existing software deployment solution with MarvelClient Upgrade, or if you don't have corporate software deployment solution yet, then you can easily use MarvelClient Upgrade for that. So much for that, and now I'm handing over the stage to our fantastic Christoph Adler.
Thank you very much, Florian. Okay, now we will jump now in the live demo. I will show you how easy it could be to upgrade a very old, let's say outdated version of Notes. It's Notes 901 installation, single user, pretty dirty, and we show you how easy it is to upgrade to directly to Notes v12 with just a single step for the user. So I would say jump into the demo. What you can see here right now is a regular Windows 10 installation with Notes 901 installed on in a single user mode. Before I actually start and upgrade the Notes client, I want to show you a bit about the configuration of the Notes client from a file system perspective. And for that, I open the Windows Explorer, and you can directly see there's a C Lotus. So I've installed the Notes client in the, let's say, old way, directly in the C drive, C Lotus, Notes, and then there's a program files folder. In the program files folder of a single user installation, we can find the Notes INI. So typically in a modern installation, Notes INI would be in the data folder, right? So let's quickly go to the Notes INI, because in the Notes INI, there's a couple of things we have to know. First of all, this Notes INI here is full with parameters which are pointing to the current Notes program and data folder. In the moment when we upgrade to Notes 12 and switch from single to multi-user, of course, that will change, right? So MarvelClient upgrade will automatically take care not only about the data folder, but also about the Notes INI. So to give you a little proof on that, I will add a new parameter to that Notes INI. Let's just call it Domino dozen equals 1. Of course, this will not do anything with the Notes client, but still, it's an INI parameter, it's in the file, and this also needs to be migrated automatically. So I save that and close the file. So that's our program files folder, right? If we scroll a bit up, we can see there's a data folder. With the data folder, it's just a normal data folder. It's a regular data folder of a single user installation. What does it mean is we have a couple of Notes databases here, and you can see, for instance, I've created a Domino dozen NSF file, and the Domino dozen NSF file is a document library, right? And what we also can see is there's tons of templates in that file, so in that folder. And templates are okay in a single user installation, but templates are not okay in a multi-user installation. Why? Because we have a shared data folder. Right? And a shared data folder contains, if you think about, you are installing the Notes client in different languages, so you have those multilingual UI interface folders with all the languages. So it means for German, for French, for Russian, for Japanese, for Spanish, for whatever language you want to use. So all those templates here needs to be removed, because in a multi-user installation, we don't want to have template in the data folder. Right? So, and MarvelClient upgrade will take care about that automatic. So it will move the data folder to the new location. It will take care that there are no templates any longer in it. All old and outdated files are being removed automatically. But the most important part is all your local databases, your local replicas, all the settings you've made in your Notes client will be kept, right? So, and that will be pushed automatically in the new configuration, the new Notes client version. So, before we start now the Notes client, let's have a quick look if there's anything else on that computer already installed pointing to HCL. So if I go to, for instance, the program files folder, we don't see any HCL, an HCL folder here. We don't see an HCL folder under C program data, and we are also not seeing an HCL folder in our local app data. Right? So no IBM folder here, no HCL folder here. So the only folder where Notes is installed and being used is C Lotus. That's it. Okay, so then let's start the Notes client. The old 901 Notes client. And of course we have to use the correct password. So now the Notes client is starting, and MarvelClient will be started and kicking into this process automatically in the background, and automatically detecting that this is Notes 901 and there is already a Notes 12 upgrade configuration available for this client. What does it mean is MarvelClient will automatically download now all files, all needed files to that machine by saving the bandwidth. We have a function called Smart File Downloads, and this works especially in scenarios that works pretty good, especially in scenarios like people work from home, remote work and all that stuff. So MarvelClient is good in deploying files. So what we are actually doing is it's like a download manager. We are cutting all package files in chunks, in 50 megabyte chunks, and downloading the chunks. And if you have like very low bandwidth, it's not a big deal, because think about your starting Notes, only like 20 minutes, and you work with it and you shut it off again, right? So that means MarvelClient would resume the next time you start Notes, resume the files, and that means everything you have already downloaded will be kept, and then it's just resuming the downloads, right? So what you now can see is MarvelClient upgrade is already asking us, do you want to upgrade your Notes client? We will not do that right now. We just ignore that for a couple of seconds, because I want to show you the Notes client first. So First of all, I have a workspace where I have a couple of workspace pages and a couple of database icons, right? So you can see that on my panagenda workspace page here, and I have a Domino dozen workspace page with my database, with my local database. So what I'm now doing is, I already told you, is a document library. I will just create one new document. So let's say it's a Domino dozen. Let's say the category is MarvelClient upgrade. The reviewer is Florian, and content is check out the new MarvelClient upgrade version. So, and save the document. Now we have a bit content in the database, and just to make a couple of changes here, I also create a bookmark here from that database. Right? So now we would be able to start the upgrade. Before we do that, you can see we are asking the user. We make great experience by not automatically upgrading the Notes client, but asking the user. So the user is able to say, no, this is not the right time, because maybe a meeting will start in a few seconds, or I'm in the middle of a meeting, or I just have no time for an upgrade right now. So our experience says most of the people will start the upgrade immediately, and the rest is typically using like the second, we'll do it with the second attempt. So in this case, MarvelClient upgrade would ask the user all the time when you start your Notes client, and all the files are locally available, means the upgrade files, right? You can also see that the upgrade message here, the dialogue is in English. The reason is because I'm using an English version of Notes. So if you use a German version of Notes, or a French, or a Russian, or a Japanese, or a Spanish, or whatsoever, you will see the dialogues in that language, right? You can also change in a very, very easy way in a single upgrade configuration document. You can change those messages. Maybe you want to tailor-made. You want to have a tailor-made message. Maybe you want to add a sentence like, if you have any questions, please call our service desk at the following number. So you can do that. Pretty easy. Right now, we just want to start the upgrade, right? So, and you can see, by the way, so we are asking the user, but we wouldn't ask the user forever. Means in that case, and this is again, it's customizable. The user would have now 3 days and 5 times left to choose no. You can, of course, change those numbers easily. We made, again, good experience with this best practices configuration. So if I now would say no, upgrade would ask me the next time when I start the Notes client, right? And that's the reason why I want to choose yes. But before I do that, let me quickly open a stopwatch, because I want you that you see, how quick MarvelClient upgrade can be to upgrade from a very old version to the very modern version of Notes, means Notes v12. Okay, so if I click on yes, it would just tell me, like in the next 60 seconds, MarvelClient upgrade will shut down your Notes client. If you have any unsaved documents, please save them now. If you just ignore the message, it will directly go to the all non-saved but open documents. It would ask you, like, do you want to save or not, right? So we just want to start the upgrade. And I start now measuring the time. So what you can see here is MarvelClient is directly starting the upgrade. You can see here is it is very quick, right? But on the left side, there was a Note shortcut. This shortcut was already removed. So yes, MarvelClient upgrade is not doing an in-place upgrade. What MarvelClient upgrade is doing is it's removing the old version entirely from the disk, and then it's installing the new version, right? And it's taking care that we clean out the file system before we install the new version. What you can also see here is it's already moving the data directory, by the way. So it means uninstalling is already done. So what you can see here with the splash screen is you can customize also the splash screen. So if you want to see your company logo on the splash screen, no problem. If you want to have a dynamic content like what you see right now, where we can maybe show the user new features of the new v12 version, you can do that. This is based on a single HTML5 file where you can do, you can create your very own one. You can take this and you can make changes to it. It's pretty easy. It's just a very simple HTML5 file where we have a couple of graphics and it will move from graphic to graphic. That's it, right? So you can see here, by the way, it's installing right now. And let's have a quick look into the file system, because I think, yeah, you can see that already the Lotus folder is gone, right? So the Lotus folder is not here any longer. And let's have a quick look to program files. We can see, oh, we have an HCL folder now here. And on C program data, I guess we also have an HCL folder, correct? And in the local app data, we can see it's now we have an HCL notes data folder. And as I said, so now we don't have any templates left here, only the databases, right? So it's taking care about that. So it will, you know, often I get the question, how long will an upgrade take? And it's absolutely based on the machine, of course. This is just a normal Office machine, right? It's a normal Office machine with, I think it's 4 gigabytes of memory. And yeah, we're running the upgrade. I think it takes about like something between 3 and 5 minutes, which is a very good time to upgrade the entire Notes client, right? And taking care that everything is cleaned out and you get the best performance out of it. What we can see on the left side, we already have the new shortcut, which gives me a sign that, you know, very close to that the upgrade is done. And now the upgrade is done. So I just click on stop. So you can see in less than 3 minutes, we upgraded from a very old, outdated 901 Notes version, single user mode, to Notes v12 multi-user, most modern way of, you know, using the Notes client. What it's now showing us is, because the icon changed, right? So it shows us where the icon is. It may sound a bit silly here because I only have 5 database or 5 shortcuts on my Windows desktop. But we all know Windows desktops could be really full of icons, right? So what it will do is it will show you first of all the Notes icon here, and then it will tell you where you can find that on your Windows desktop, right? So I click on OK, stop, that's it. So now we do have a brand new installation of Notes, but with our data we have used before, right? With all those settings. So let me quickly start my Notes client now. So this is Notes 12, that's a splash screen of Notes 12, and it's asking me for my password, of course. One big thing here is and that's a very important thing here, it's remembering me. So everything worked here. So let's directly log into it. And the very first start of a Notes client could be a bit, take a bit longer than a normal start. But what you maybe recognize is, although that was the very first start of this new version, it was much faster than the old one, right? Because Notes 12 is faster. It's not only, it has more features, it's more stable, it's more secure, and of course it's faster. It has a much better performance, right? So you can see that maybe also your open tabs will be restored automatically. So it's really like you just starting your new version of Notes and everything comes back automatically. So what you first of all see here is my bookmark to my Domino dozen database. So I just click on it and see, here it is. So we can just continue working in it. If we go to the workspace, we see the workspace, so we see the panagenda workspace page. We can see all the other workspace pages, right, with my icons on it, and that's it. Before I forget that, we have set a specific Notes INI parameter. So let's have a quick look here in the local app data. HCL Notes data, and now we should have a Notes INI here, of course, and you can see the Notes INI is here. And if we go to the Notes INI, you can see that was changed now from the shared data directory, for instance, was changed to the new location here, and the Notes program folder is now set to program files x86 HCL Notes and so on. Well, let's have a quick look where our Domino dozen is. So where is, here you can see. So a couple of other notes INI entries were added to the file, but the Domino doesn't equals 1 is here. It's still there. So means everything which is in the notes INI will be kept, except for the lines you wanna filter out, right? That's the thing. And this is the way how you can upgrade your users to Notes 12 in less than 3 minutes per machine. So that's a pretty good thing. Florian already also told you about what about machines where more than just one user is working on. So MarvelClient will take care that all data folders will be moved to the new location for all the users on that machine in a single step. So it means one user is doing the upgrade and all other users will benefit from it with the very first next log on. So let me show you now how easy it is to configure the upgrade. Means to create the upgrade configuration package from an administrator perspective. So what you see here right now is the MarvelClient configuration database. We just need one single view here, and the view is called MC or MarvelClient upgrade configurations, right? So I have a prepared configuration here, and that was exactly the document I've used for the upgrade I've just showed to you a couple of minutes ago. So what you see here is it's just a single notes document with a couple of tabs, right? That's it. So you have to choose like a package name, you have to choose whether you want to do a full client upgrade or just a Fixpack installer. And yes, the differences are pretty important because if you only want to add a Fixpack installer to your existing configuration, you wouldn't remove shortcuts, you wouldn't run uninstallations and stuff like that. You just add something to your existing configuration, right? So what I did is I did a full client upgrade. Means with uninstalling the old version, with cleaning out all that stuff, and then installing finally the new version, right? So it starts with languages, right? So you can just display everything in one language, or you can just choose to display messages in multiple languages, and then you can just choose the language of your choice, and of course also multiple languages, right? So if you have more than just one language available in your Notes in client infrastructure, you just choose the languages you need. If you cannot find your very own used language, it's pretty easy to just add a language file. We have a very simple way. It's an INI file with a couple of parameters and then equals and then the resulting message. So it's very easy to either change the messages or to create your very own language files, right? So the next would be distribution, and we talked about that. MarvelClient is able to distribute, means to deploy the files automatically in the background while users are using the Notes client. So you configure that, you just choose the installers. You have to, and this is pretty much important, we have a function called index installer. So MarvelClient will take a look into the packages you have downloaded from from FlexNet, and then it will create an SHA 256 hash out of it, and it will automatically understand, okay, this is a full client package, this is a fixed pack, this is an add-on installer, this is a language pack, whatever, right? So you just choose whatever you want to do. You can see I have like Notes 12.0, and I don't want to install any hot fixes or fixed packs because Notes 12.0 is the latest version, right? So then we have a couple of conditions, and that's pretty much important. So if you, for instance, if you want to exclude admin and designer clients, that's a technical condition. If the first time, if you think about deploying files to machines, you would think like something like, okay, but we need to make sure that we have enough disk capacity before we download files and all that stuff. So you can see the minimum disk space, for instance, is like 5 gigabytes or 10 gigabytes. So I would always say 10 gigabytes at least free disk capacity is good, right? So kind of that stuff. And one other important thing is, in the conditions tab, is the target version of Notes. So you can see that run the upgrade only if the client is older than the following release. And this you can do, right? So next tab would be elevation. Elevation is typically users don't have administration rights, right? MarvelClient upgrade can do, like, let's say 3 ways. The first way is MarvelClient upgrade can automatically switch to an admin user in a very secure way. Means there's in the background an interactive login to an administration user from the operating system, and then the whole uninstall, install, and all those operations will be done with this administration user, right? Could be a domain user, could be a local user, whatever fits to your configuration or to your needs. The next one would be there is a MarvelClient upgrade Windows service, right? So then the Windows service is ready and waits until MarvelClient will start talking to the service in a very secure way, to say something like, okay, now you need to uninstall something, now you need to install something, and stuff like that. And the last way is, what you can also do is you could simply use the existing user rights. So if you have users with admin rights, sure, you can do that, right? And you can also, and I think Florian, you said that, right? Yeah, you did. So you told us that you can combine that with your existing software deployment solution. So if you use MarvelClient upgrade, that's not meant that you only can use MarvelClient upgrade features. So you can for instance, let your software deployment solution run the upgrade, or you can say, you know what, our deployment solution wants to, or the people wants to deploy the software, and then MarvelClient is a trigger. Means the other way around. Whatever. So whatever fits to your needs, you can do that. I told you and I showed you that you can, for instance, change the splash screen. So what you can simply do is you can upload your very own splash screen here. Maybe you remember the HTML5 file. You can just upload it here and then it would work, right? Then you have like a very dynamic splash screen with your logo on it, with your colors, and then that works. On the preparation tab, you can simply specify which Windows services and processes should be stopped for the upgrade. Think about Windows upgrade, Windows online updates should be stopped, or maybe also your very own software deployment solution, because the only situation what you don't want to have is 2 installations at the same time, because one will definitely fail, right? So what you see here directly above me is the disallow run feature. Means MarvelClient upgrade will give you the chance to at least nodes cannot be started during the upgrade. Although there is maybe already a shortcut on your desktop. As long as the upgrade is working, is performing, you cannot start the Notes client. If you want to add, like, for instance, your CTI software, which is communicating with your Notes client, you don't want to start that during an upgrade, because the result could also could be fail, right? So you just add the file here. You just add the process name here, and then it would work. So the next thing here is the uninstall and install tab. On the uninstall and install tab, what you simply have is it will automatically, if you click on this field, it will automatically give you the command lines to install nodes and the language packs and the fix pack and everything you want to install. And that will be done, that will be created automatically. So if I remove that, for instance, and I click on it again, it will be edited here. So, and if you need to do that before the upgrade, before uninstall, after uninstall, before install, but after uninstall, whatever, be creative, you can do that here on this tab. The next thing would be, and this is pretty much important, right? It's the data migration. We talked about that already. So this one is where's the new data folder? Where's the new program folder? Where's the new shared data folder? So MarvelClient upgrade is good in upgrading your Notes client and migrating your data. So the only thing what you see here is we have to specify the new folders of the installation, and then MarvelClient upgrade will automatically take care that everything will be migrated automatically to the new folders. And what you also see here, we talked about the nodes INI a bit, right? So we have a couple of entries which will be automatically filtered out during the data folder migration, right? So you can, if you want to add some files, notes INI parameters here, feel free, right? That's a good thing. The same goes for the files here. You can see above me with this one. So you can automatically remove like NTF files, temp files, NDK files, DSK files, stuff like that can be automatically removed. And this is what you just saw, right? On the Setup tab, you can specify a stub notes INI. A pre-configured stub notes INI, for me, is the key to a successful, good running, smooth running notes configuration, right? So what you see here is you can specify the stub notes INI on the left side, and on the right side, you can specify the config file. And the config file could be responsible for if you have a new employee and starts notes the very, very first time, you only get asked for the password. The user types in the password, and everything else means the complete notes client will be configured automatically without going through the beloved notes configuration wizard, right? The very last thing here is the plugin customization INI. So you can put here plugin customization INI settings into this field, and those will make it directly to the plugin customization INI after the upgrade. So that means if you, for instance, want to use the example here, the docked launcher, you want to set the docked launcher equals 1, that the bookmark bar is docked, for instance, you can just place those settings here, and also those Eclipse settings will make it directly into the newly and freshly configured and installed and upgraded Notes client, right? On the Finalization tab, we have a couple of settings you can do. So it's just a couple of things here. The next tab is pretty much interesting for companies who are using Citrix and or VDI installation. So you can create your very own dedicated upgrade configuration just for a Citrix and or VDI installation. So all of those optimizations, and I just go through them very quickly here, can be done, means MarvelClient upgrade can take care during the installation of the package that the data execution prevention will be disabled, templates will be compacted, the workspace optimization. You may have heard about the workspace optimization, where you end up in a scenario where you are able to start the Notes client in less than 3 seconds, right? So it's just awesome. So you can use that then. So all that stuff can be set up here, and the result would be that you have an initial installation package, can be triggered by your software deployment solution, can be triggered manually or by script, whatever, on your images for the Citrix and or VDI servers, and then you have a fully installed and configured Notes client for all of your users' needs with just a single click. And the good thing here is, if you have a new version, you just copy and paste this configuration, and then you make a couple of changes for the new Notes version. You click on the prepare or publish upgrade button, and then a newly, freshly created package will be the result after about 30 seconds till 1 minute. And then you can just install it, and then you're ready. So think about how long did you spend, how much time did you spend on the last Notes package? Was it days? Was it weeks? Now it's minutes, right? So if you're very new with MarvelClient, you may need like half an hour for the first configuration. I would say everybody else who worked with MarvelClient in the past is like, it's a thing, something between, I would say, 10 and 20 minutes. And then you have a Notes package. By the way, if you create an upgrade package with MarvelClient Upgrade, you will also and always have an initial installation package for those computers who where Notes was never installed on. Think about new computers. And the result, the technical result, would be the exact same installation with the exact same pre-configuration. Means the stub notes INI, all the optimizations you did to the Notes client during the upgrade will then be done automatically for an initial installation, right? Yeah, and then you can also see we have function called Rerun, where if something will fail, for instance, MarvelClient Upgrade would automatically put a rerun icon on the Windows desktop of the user, so the user can restart the machine, and after the Windows restart, can just call the upgrade again. The upgrade will be executed, and then it's successful, and then the user can start Notes again, right? We have a tracking. Never talked about that even before, but everything with Notes with MarvelClient upgrade will be tracked can be tracked automatically into the Analyze database. And that's pretty much important because if you deploy files, you typically want to know in the middle of the project who got the upgrade files already. So how much percentage did we get? Or who ran the upgrade? Who is running the upgrade right now? Who will start the upgrade pretty soon? All that questions will then be answered automatically in your Analyze database, right? And that's it. That is the upgrade configuration wizard. You just go from the left side to the right side. You configure it to your personal needs or to your company's needs, and then you click on prepare or publish upgrade, and that's it. And then you have an upgrade package, and then you can start upgrading your users to the best version of Notes ever, Notes v12.
And I'm back. Just in case you want to read up on everything Christoph just talked about in all glory detail, just follow the QR code on this page and it'll take you to our knowledge base where you get all the documentation in all detail. Also, I'd like to highlight a success story on HCL's website from our dear customer Neuteküchen, who, with the help of MarvelClient, managed to reduce their Notes help desk tickets by 90%, tackle their upgrade challenges, and greatly standardize their Notes client configurations, all with the help of MarvelClient and HCL Notes. Last but not least, as promised, here's the free stuff. And we are very happy and proud to announce that you can get your own very personal license of MarvelClient Upgrade 25 for 25 free computers to upgrade from anything to anything with the full feature scope of MarvelClient Upgrade by just following the QR code, filling in your details, and then you can instantly download your very own personal license. And finally, just to make sure that you understand, what's kind of behind the scenes of producing something like this, this is Christoph behind his magic desk. And then there's also a photo of my desk without me being behind it. And just so that you understand what happened earlier on when we were actually talking to each other and saying, hi, Christoph, whatever, that actually happened in reality. Because luckily enough, we could all spend the time in the office together. So I'm just going to walk over to Christoph and give him a hug.
Hello.
Hey, Christoph. Thank you so much. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.